Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry if the lighting is kind of bad, but for this video I actually forgot to make an intro. So I'm here in my living room doing the intro. So for this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my nails. So before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also make sure you turn on that notification bell to get notified when I upload videos, and also give it a thumbs up at the end if you liked it. So if you want to see how I do my nails, then just please keep on watching. Okay, so this is actually what my nails look like right now. As you can see, I already have a lot of growth in here. And these are actually my nails. I just do an overlay, and this one actually broke, so I'm going to be applying a tip on here. So first of all, I do have overlay and I do have shellac on top of the overlay, but it's actually my own nail on the bottom. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking off the shellac first. So I'm just using my little machine right here. This is just a portable little machine, and it's not even that expensive, but I didn't want to bring the big one from my spa, so I just got this one. And what I use to take off my shellac is just this thing right here, this carpet right here, and this is a ceramic one, and it's really coarse, so it's really going to take off all the shellac real fast. Just be careful if you're using this, because if you go over your skin it may cut you. So I am going to be removing all my shellac, and I'm going to go through this, I'm going to speed it up. I did break this nail from like around right here, and it really does hurt, so I have to be careful with this one not to do it that hard, because it does hurt, and if I go real deep it is gonna get more cut, so I have to be careful with this one. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be using this smaller bit, and it's a real tiny bit, and it's also, I think it's like a medium coarse, but this is real good to remove all this dead skin from around the nail. This is really gonna help the acrylic attach easier, and it's gonna remove all these little cuticles that we have on this part right here. So I'm also going to be speeding up through this process. So now that I removed all this dead skin from around my nails, the next thing is I'm going to be using this sanding bit, and this is just going to help me sand all this and even this out, and it's going to also prep my nail for the acrylic. So I'm also going to be speeding up through that. So now that I already sanded all this and make it even, I'm going to be going in with my file, and I'm just going to be reshaping my nails, because if you all ever wear acrylic nails, you all know that this part right here on the tips, they wear off, so they start doing like oval, or ones get longer than the other ones. So the shape that I like to do is called the ballerina nails. A lot of people like to call it coffin nails. I think it looks more like a ballerina tip, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just going to be filing my nails to get that shape. So now that I am here, like I said, I am missing this nail because it broke, and I'm going to be adding a tip here. So I already have my tip, and I just like to use the natural colored ones. And you want to make sure you measure it if you're doing this at home. If you're doing it at a spa or salon, they'll know which tip is for you. So you just want to measure it, make sure it covers like from side to side. And once you measure it, you just want to add some glue. And then kind of like see where you want it. Make sure it's straight. Hold it there for a few seconds and it should be glued on. So now that you have it glued, I actually did not bring my nail cutter, so I'm going to be using some nail clipper, like toenail clippers. And I kind of want to measure these two nails just to see where this nail is, so I don't have one longer than the other one. So I kind of already know where I want my nail. So I just want to cut like side to side. Since I do want the ballerina tip, I'm going to be cutting the tips of the nail. And then I'm going to be shaping the nail. So more or less that is the size of the other nail. Of course it's going to look a little bit different because you do have a tip. So now that I have all that done, I'm going to start applying my primer, and I use the Easy Flow primer. This thing really does stink, so just be careful. And if you are using this at home, just be careful, because if you do get it a lot on your skin, it's gonna burn. Be careful if you have small kids around. Be careful not to expose this product to little kids, because if they get it, they will get burned. So I'm just going to be adding it mainly like where the growth is, which is on this part right here. So now we let that a little bit like set in. Meanwhile, I'm going to be opening my acrylic, and I just brought some of in this container from the spa because I didn't want to bring the whole container, and I just added some monomer here, which is the purple liquid. And I do use the brand Easy Flow, and I like the HD, the high definition one. And I am going to be using a Kolinsky brush. This is a size 12, I believe. The number wore out, but I am pretty sure it's a size 12. If it's not a 12, it's a 14, but I'm pretty sure it's a 12. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to be filling in where the nail grew, and then just like slide the product down. I don't like my nails to be so thick, so I'm just going to be adding a little bit. If I need more, I'll just add more. So I just grab a little bit like this, apply the product. You just want to make sure you tap it at first, and then you want to just bring it down, just slide it down. And then what I like to do is just take a little bit more, put it on the very tip, and then just slide it upwards. And there I have my nail. So I'm going to be doing the same to the rest of them, and I'm kind of want to speed it up, so I'm just going to be doing the same thing. Okay, so this is a nail that I told you guys that it's broken. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that right there, but it is broken from right there. So on this nail, I do have to add a little bit more, just so it can give more support and not break. Okay, so now I already filled in all the spaces that was grown out, and I applied it to this one, which I added a tip as well. So now the next thing that I would do is I would file again, just so I can unattach whatever acrylic I accidentally put over my skin. It's not a lot, you just have to unattach it from here. So I just like to do that, file them again, make sure the shape is correct. So now that I filed my nails, the next thing is I'm going to be switching this bit, and I'm going to be using this card bit right here, and this is really going to help smooth out all the acrylic, make it even and everything. So I'm also going to be speeding up through this part. Okay, so now that I already filed all the acrylic and now they are even, now the next part is I'm going to be buffing my nail, and what this is gonna do is gonna remove all the harsh edges. Like if you feel it right now, it feels kind of hard. This is really gonna smooth it out, and I would go ahead and I'll just buff my nails. I also like to run it around the tips so it won't be too harsh. After I have buffed my nails and they're smooth, if you are going to apply regular polish, you would apply your cuticle oil at this point, but since I'm going to be doing shellac, I really don't want any oils on my nails. So what I'm going to be doing is I need to go wash my hands and use a little brush and really scrub all like the dust around here and under the nail. Make sure they're very clean. So I'm going to go ahead and go wash my nails, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying my shellac, and usually what I like to do is apply a glittery shade and then a different color, and then the other nails the color that I want. So for my nails today, I'm going to be using, my main color is going to be like a brownish, like a nude brownish gray. I usually do nudes. So this is by the brand Bio Seaweed Gel, and this is organic. It's a healthier gel, and this is in the shade 83, Are You Sure? So this is going to be my main color, and then for my different nail color, it's also by the same brand, and this is called Rose Gold. It's not actually rose gold, it is kind of like a purpley kind of nudie tone as well. And then for the glittery one, I'm going to be using this Orly Gel FX, and it's in the shade Rage, and this is kind of like a metallic-y rose gold. So on my ring finger, I'm going to be applying this glittery one, and then on my middle finger, the rose gold, and then on the rest, the Are You Sure? And I am using my gelish LED lamp, and this has actually several buttons right here. So the base coat would be 5 seconds, the color would be 20 seconds, and then the top coat would be 30 seconds. But since I am wearing acrylic, I really don't need a base for acrylic. If you were to apply shellac on your bare nails, you would need a base coat, but since I'm wearing acrylic, I'm just going to go straight to the colors. So make sure you shake your gel polishes very well before you use them. I like to open all of them so I can have them just ready here for me to get. So I'm going to start with the glittery shade. So this is going to go on my ring finger, and then I'm going to be using that other shade on my middle finger. And then my main color, which is that nude one, I would do it on the rest of my fingers. So this is what they look right now. So now I'm going to be using the 20 seconds on my lap, and then just stick my finger in here. My hand, I'm sorry. So this is going to be on for 20 seconds, and then we'll be moving on to the second coat. So now I will be going in with a second coat. There is the second coat, and then I would dry it again on the lap. So now that I have two coats, I'm going to be using my top coat. This is very important because if you don't use a top coat, your shellac won't be shiny and it won't last as long. So this is my favorite brand of top coat to use. It's the base coat and top coat that I will use from this brand, but once again, I'm not using a base coat because I am putting shellac on top of my acrylic. So this is by the brand Gelish and it is a top coat. So I'm going to be applying this as well. So now that I have my top coat on, this is going to be drying for 30 seconds. So I'll just switch the timer for 30 seconds, put my hand in and wait for it to dry. Okay, so now that my top coat is dried and it is completely dry, you don't want to touch it because if you touch it, it's going to feel sticky. What you have to do is actually, I just applied some of it in this container, like in this spray bottle. This is shellac cleanser. You can also use 100% alcohol if you have it, but if you have 100% alcohol, it's better. It'll be shinier. So I'm just grabbing just a tissue paper, a Kleenex, and I'm going to be spraying this. And then all you have to do is just clean the nail. Don't be afraid you're going to take off the shellac because you won't. It's already dry. So you just want to make sure you clean it very well to remove all the sticking layer. So there it is. Nice and dry and shiny. So I'm going to be doing my other hand and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I already cleansed my shellac and everything, this is a part where I would add my cuticle oil, and this is just regular cuticle oil. I think it's pineapple cuticle oil. I just like to store them in these because it's easier. I buy the gallon, so I like to store them here. So I'm just going to be applying my cuticle oil around my cuticles just so they can be moisturized, because when you do acrylic nails, your cuticles do tend to dry a little bit from all the filing that you're doing. And I also like to apply this cuticle oil every night. No, I'm lying. Usually I like to apply it every night, but if I forget, I'll just forget and don't apply it. But I like to at least apply it every day just to moisturize my cuticles, because since I do work with a lot of alcohol and acetone, my cuticles do get really dry. So you just want to make sure you saturate your cuticles with it, and that's it. This is how I do my nails, and I usually change them around every week and a half or 2 weeks. Of course, it's easier for me because I do my own, so I can change them however often I want to. But you don't have to change your nails every week or 2 weeks. You can do however you want it. So yeah, this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And these are how my nails ended up looking. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye.